Welcome to Conventional Nonsense, where we don't follow convention and we have a little bit of nonsense. In today's video, I'm going to talk about how McDonald's make money. So let's get into the HQ, let's get the laptop out, and let's get down to business. Morning, Tom. How are we doing, sir? Very nice, very nice.
Hello.
What are we doing today?
Hello. McDonald's.
McDonald's.
We're talking about McDonald's.
And you're prepping?
I am prepping, but I'm mentally strong, so it doesn't matter.
We run this game. So before I get into the actual how McD's make their money, I thought I'd give you a behind the scenes look of how I actually collect the data. So I go on Google, good old friends, and I look through a load of different articles. This website's pretty good, Investopedia, like Wikipedia. And then what I do is I read them all, and then I start making notes. What are some of the common themes? And I always start off with a bit of history, the sort of business model, and then start going into more of the logistics and talk about the Wonga. And then that's pretty much it, so let's just get into the show. This video may contain flashing images. Anyway, got some inside information. Tom used to work in McD's, didn't you, Tom?
I did indeed. £4.12 an hour.
£4.12 an hour, minimum wage in London now. What's that, about a tenner, isn't it?
Nah, 7.
London, yeah, but London have a specific minimum wage now.
Jeremy Corbyn, £10.
£10, Jerris. So Tom used to work in there, and he knew the margins at the time, but I actually did get something off the interwebs. I don't know how accurate it is, but you can probably see it on the screen now. Basically, a hamburger costs 34. I don't know if this is cents or pound, probably cents. So they have decent margins, McDonald's. But before we talk about that, well, we're not going to talk about it. You can just see it on the screen and you can pause it if you want. I just can't be bothered to go through a whole list of items, but you might find it of interest. But it all started with the McDonald brothers, which are sons of Irish immigrants. Do you know that, Tom? Love the Irish. If you're watching the Irish, make sure you give it a thumbs up. But then Ray Kroc, and there's a film. What was the film called, Tom? Come on, I can't remember. I sent you the link.
Superside Me?
No, the film. The film is. There's the link. I actually bought it off the founder. I bought it off of Amazon Prime. That's the thing about Prime. You think I'll pay extra and I'll get access to all the videos. You start watching the Arrow series and you get 2 free series for free, and then they say, oh, if you want to watch season 4, you've got to pay money. But there is a film on it.
You watched that?
Huh?
Top Gear, the new one, you watched that?
I started watching it. What's that called again?
Grand Tour.
Grand Tour. Anyway, this is conventional nonsense, and if it is a bit unconventional, you know why. But yeah, the founder, so it is a pretty decent film. It's got 4.5 stars on Amazon, and I did actually pay to watch that. So if you want a longer form video, which is obviously better than this, then watch that video. But yeah, so started off in 1950s, and then along came Ray Kroc. He was one of them guys who was trying to sell this, sell that, and he was changing all of the time. He basically fucked him up, and in short, he took over their business, and they got like tiny pittance compared to how much McDonald's make today. So the thing which is unique about McDonald's is, got another camera there, hello, that it is a franchisee business. But where Ray Kroc got some good information from was the guy at the time, can't remember his name, but he said, buy the land. So McDonald's actually own quite a lot of the land, and they actually rent it out to the franchisees, and they put a 40% margin on that. So what that means is, even if sales are low, which they're probably never going to be because of McDonald's has a massive brand, is that they will always get an X amount of money for the actual rent of the restaurant, as well as having that 40% margin on top of that. Ray Kroc became the owner in 1961, and they have 36,000 locations worldwide with only 15%, so McDonald's do actually own some of their restaurants, 15% of them are owned by McD's, the others are operated by franchisees. They have 17 million customers per day, 17 million. And I'm one of them. 375,000 employed people, so that's excluding the franchisee. And in 2008, they made the most of the recession, the property crisis, because when it crashed, McDonald's bought the properties at a cheaper rate, hence why they can rent it out to all the franchisees. The company owns 45% of the land and 70% of the buildings of the 36,000 location. So if they really wanted to clean up, you think how much sort of assets they've got in just property. 2014, McDonald's Corporation made 27.4 billion in revenue. However, 9.2 billion of that was from the franchisee location. So out of the 85% of McDonald's you go in, they generated 9.2 billion. And obviously, the ones they actually owned, they generated 18.2 billion, so double the amount of money. However, with McDonald's, their profit margins, it cost a lot to run their restaurants. So McD's keep 82% of the franchisees' revenue. 82% is what they get. That's a lot of money. Compared to 16% of its own restaurants that they run. So in stats, out of the 18.2 billion, they keep 2.9 billion. And out of the 9.2 billion, they keep 7.6 billion. So taking that into account, on face value, you would think that McDonald's surely should own more restaurants because they generate more revenue. As Alan would say. Because revenue doesn't mean jack if there's not profit. So taking this information into account, what McDonald's are trying to do is they're trying to transition so that they have 95% of their restaurants as franchisees in 2017. I don't know if they're there yet or not, but they're gradually trying to get more franchisees because they know they can take a lot more of that profit than the actual day-to-day operations of running things themselves. So the beautiful thing about McDonald's is that because they have such a big brand, franchisees have to do everything. They have to hire the staff, they have to pay the rent, they have to pay the staff. And because of McDonald's have built up this brand over so many years, they can afford to do that. And the franchisees don't really get much from them, just literally the famous M, the yellow M. Their net income in 2016 for McDonald's was 4.7 billion. 40% of the restaurants are in the US, but they are looking to expand a little bit. They have around 20% margins overall. And that's it really. So, laptop down. In short, McDonald's are in the franchisee and real estate business. You probably knew about the franchisee, but you probably didn't know about the real estate business. Until next time, don't take no nonsense. Give it a like. I'm gonna do that, Tom. If this video doesn't get 100 likes in the first 24 hours, I'm gonna kill myself. You hear that all the time on YouTube. Do you know, do that a lot? Kids channels and gamers.
Careful to kill yourself, it's 2007.
Yeah, you can't do that. Should we take that out? I'll cut it, I'll do another one. If this doesn't get 100 likes in the next 24 hours, I don't know what I'll do. I'll become vegan.
Ooh, that's even worse.
Nah, it's conventional.